It's time for Where You Live with Gene and Tony, the show that's all about owning, buying, selling, renting, and association management. If it involves a home, we'll talk about it. Here's your chance to get your homeowner questions answered. From the Concierge Landscape Studios, here's Gene and Tony.
Needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. Needed someone to understand my ups and
Good morning and
downs,
welcome to
and
Where You Live
there
with
you
Gene
were.
and Tony. I'm Gene Sullivan.
And I'm Tony Crockett. How are you today, Gene?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing fine. It sounds like we both just got back from the Great North Woods.
Oh, where were you on your
We were up
vacation?
on the end of the Gunflint Trail at a resort that was pretty much closed down for the year. So all we could do was sit around the shack and eat and read, and it was really
Nice and
miserable.
peaceful, huh?
It was fantastic. Yes,
That's
it was.
good, yeah. And
And-
I was in the Lake of the Woods with some buddies hunting and fishing. And first time for me, too. So it was
So it sounds like you
a
actually
real
did a little
treat.
work.
Yes, we did. I had to work for my meals. But
There you go.
it was a good time.
Oh, good.
Folks, another good time is sticking right around here in this dial for the next hour, listening to Where You Live. We appreciate having you join us today. We, of course, are broadcasting from the Natural Green Lawn and Landscape Studios. Please remember, Natural Green is a locally owned and operated lawn and landscape care company. Their mission is to use the most environmentally sensitive products available to keep your lawn and landscape looking lush and beautiful while still healthy for both people and pets. Now, whether you choose their organic program or their traditional program, rest assured they're always using horticulturally sound principles for some great results. Give them a call at 763-213-2410. And, of course, we're brought to you also by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. We've got a number of topics that we're going to cover today. A little bit later, there is a homeowner and an association that have been going at it for over 11 years. And after 11 years and court case after court case and several decisions being written and $220-some thousand in legal fees, it looks like this thing might be settled.
Oh, my gosh.
I wonder if they're still friends. Maybe not. And then, of course, a little bit later, too, interesting state of California once again, always wanting to show and prove that they are going a little bit further than everybody else. But we'll cover that a little bit later because right now it's time for Property Management in the News. Property Management in the News is brought to you by Home Furniture and Abbey Floor Coverings. Their showrooms are staffed with professionals who will help you choose what you need to fit both your lifestyle and budget. Whatever you need, chances are they'll have what you're looking for. Now, if you wish to avail yourself of special pricing and discounts you're not going to find anywhere else, all Where You Live listeners can call Customer Service Coordinator Lori Matson at this number, 952-224-2663. That number again, 952-224-2663. And tell Lori that you want your special Where You Live special pricing at Home Furniture and Abbey Floor Coverings. Well, our first story, kind of interesting, Tony, out of the Newburyport Daily News in Massachusetts, from Amesbury. It seems that there was an undergarment thief at a condo association. Not only did they find out who it was, but they removed him from the board of directors.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So he was serving on the board when they found out
Serving-
about his nefarious activities?
Serving on the board.
Oh, dear.
Here's what happened here. It says a Maple Ridge condominium board member yesterday said that a man who had pleaded guilty last week to stealing women's underwear and other female clothing over a period of several years has finally moved out of the Maple Ridge condominiums.
Oh, jeez.
Lawrence Teresi was sentenced to 2 years in the House of Correction, with all jail time suspended, but for a 3-year period. Teresi was ordered to pay several $100s in court fees and wear an electronic monitoring device for 1 year. He must remain drug and alcohol free, and they can do random screens at any time. And he must stay away from all victims at the Maple Ridge condominiums where he had lived.
Wow.
He can't even live in his own home.
That's a lot of monitoring, don't you think?
Yes, it
They're
yes,
gonna do random testing
But a
for
creepy
drug and
guy
alcohol.
like this, you don't
Yeah.
blame them, do you?
Well,
I mean,
I'm kind of surprised, I guess.
Yeah.
I can certainly see the court punishing him for his actions, but it seems like going a little bit further even to say that while you're on probation, you also cannot use drugs or alcohol, and we're going to test you. That's
yeah. Well, here's
I don't know if I'm for it or against it, but it seems like a lot.
Here's some of the other information that they found out. They said that Teresi was on the board, and all of this that took place has ended up costing the Homeowners Association about $2,000 in legal fees initially just to oust Teresi from the board. Now, in the statement this other board member gave, that she gave to the police from last year, she said there were several instances of clothes stolen from the complex's laundry room, and many times where she fielded complaints from other condo owners that their clothes were missing, and all of them female. The one board member said she had a pair of pajama bottoms that were stolen. Now, police detective Sean Leary applied for an application for a search warrant on Teresi's home. Teresi had been given a spare key of one of the homeowners in the association under the pretense that, hey, it'll allow me to check your unit in case of an emergency, assuring the victim that he and only one other board member would have access. Later on, after the search warrant, they found, get this, 36 pairs of underpants, 15 bras, 38 women's tops, 13 pairs of pants, 2 bathing suits, a key to yet another condo owner's home, women's shoes, pajamas, shorts, and I think a partridge in a pear tree there somewhere too. Now, upon his return home when Teresi was arrested, he immediately confessed to recently stealing underpants and bras from other units and admitted he was wearing them at that moment. Now, Teresi admitted he had been stealing women's clothes from the condo association for at least 8 years.
Holy cow.
Holy camole.
Oh, my word. Where do you start? My first thought is, I think property management is a crazy field as far as working with people and their idiosyncrasies. But I bet being a cop, you see even weirder stuff.
There's a whole seedy underbelly that you don't even want to see.
I mean, oh, man. I don't usually need to know what kind of underwear my customers are wearing, fortunately.
But here it is. The guy's doing it for
8 years.
8 years, and finally, the police get the search warrant, and they say, "We want to search your home." And he immediately says, "Yep, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm wearing them now."
Yeah, gosh, crazy. Now it's also. I'm glad he moved out of the condo association. Can you imagine trying to still live with somebody in your community who?
Yeah, now that you know some of that, I could see where some of the other people living in the association would say, okay, I can see you may not want to put him in prison the first time, but be creeped out with those kinds of actions and say, you know what, I don't know that I feel safe. How do we know that he only has
Two keys. That's right. And that entering the other units, that really crossed a line, didn't it?
Yes.
Bad enough he's stealing laundry out of the laundry room, but now he's going into people's private space. You know, the state of Minnesota is very strict about who has access to someone's condo unit, their home, or their apartment, right?
Oh, yeah. And as management companies, we are very specific about what we can and can't do. In fact, some of the information and background that we need to get on people that will have that kind of access. But you know what? We got to take
there's a special screening that has to be done.
But let's take a break because when we come back, I want us to deal with that topic as it pertains to board of directors, because I think they've got some of the same requirements that management companies do in that regard if they're taking that responsibility. And this idea that the association spent over $2,000 in legal fees after they know all of this just to get this guy off the board. Something doesn't seem right there. Yeah. But we'll talk about that after these messages.